Then she smiled at me. "It's okay, sis. There's nothing we can do." But it was too late. My emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm. Devila and I left town that same day. Violence like that wouldn't stop. It was going to happen again. And it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than let them kill us, we ran. I guess it was the greatest resistance I could muster. We lose the sun and dark clouds gather overhead. We continue our march. A cold wind blasts us, stealing what little body heat we have left. I smell rain in the air. We continued our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time. But we continue our march because even this is better than suffering at the hands of our fellow androids. Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity, so I understand that part. At least a little anyway. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. We are who we are, and that Devila and Popola were who they were. That's how I felt when I saw Devila being hurt. I wanted to shout it at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devila. Aw, that sucks. I'm sorry you just got fired from your job. That really sucks. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devila. And for her, there's only me. No one can take the other's place. Is there a reason why you got fired? Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly, but that's a pipe dream, I suppose. No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us. Are you cold, Devila? I'm alright as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together to try to retain heat. It's cold now, much worse than the searing heat of midday. But we just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert. A new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devila's leg. And yet, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. do what I can to suppress the anxiety. Well, that kind of sucks. That sucks a lot. That shouldn't, and you know, that kind of sucks that they fired you because of, like, that's like a disability, you know, if you have a problem like that, at least to me, you know. And it's kind of wrong, to be honest, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I do what I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain grows worse. It lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and touch Devilish cheek. Support Devilish body. Well, that I'm sorry to hear that. As long as we have bodies to support one another, as long as I have someone with whom to share my fate, then I will press on no matter what happens to me. Because I won't ever stop protecting her. I won't stop. No one stops. For that is the fate. For that is the fate we twin androids have been assigned. The failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of human race due to the discovery of its instability. The twin system was removed from future android production designs. Following the incident, the Devila and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behavior, they underwent a memory wipe. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt.
That is all that remains from their personal record during the era in which they were referred to as administrators.
I see.
Query: why do the androids Devila and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
Affirmative. Query: why does this tower possess an entrance at all? All material transport takes place via aerial vehicles. It is irrational for an infiltration route to be so easily accessible. Hypothesis: Entrance is a trap.
As members of the same model, all that was left in them was the stigma of being labeled rampant androids. Unable to endure further persecution, they began their long march to a city located a great distance away, leaning upon each other, burdened with unforgivable sin. 16. Live by myself, go to school and work after, so now I can't pay for my schooling. I pretty much lost everything anyways. Enough of my emotional problems. Sorry about that. No, it's alright. It's okay. You're 16 and you live by yourself. Like, do you mind answering a question for me? Where do you live? Like, what country?
I don't care. I just have to kill them all.
Japan. Oh. So you're Japanese? So you speak Japanese? That's pretty cool. Sounds like you're in a very tough situation. Well, you can't just give up. You need to get out there and try to find yourself another job. If that's what you need to do.
Corrupted
This-
Yorha units.
This place is crazy looking. Aha. Project Gestalt Report 9. I'm sure you can. September 27th, 2054. Summary. The discovery and development of the original has contributed greatly to the stabilization of Project Gestalt. Long-term management of the original will be handled by the Hamlin organization. As per the management mentioned above, all authority regarding the cyrogenic plans for the relapsed Yona is to be transferred to the Hamlin organization. I see. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about the government or the social aspects of Japanese, the country. Here in the United States, people with like disabilities and stuff like that can't like things like people with similar issues or problems to like you have do and can and work and have jobs and do things like that. I want to look around over here real quick. This place is crazy looking. It's like castles coming out of the wall and the ceiling. Get adopted? Is that a bad thing?
Hello, and thank you for choosing Tower System Services. We're so pleased you've chosen to visit the tower today. Don't forget about the special prize for the guest who unlocks the last subunit in the room just ahead. You're going to love it.
I'm gonna kill you.
I see sound of one hand clapping is here. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
Two B models? I'm glad I got to see you here. I truly am. I'll tear you apart. Every last one of you! To me! Don't worry, I'm going to kill you now!
Alert. Enemies detected.
Still a few stragglers, huh?
Well, he took his mask off. So, I wonder if there's info on those. I wonder. Nope. All the panty shots in the world. Oh, this one's still alive.
Alert. The structure known as the tower has opened its gate.
Let's check it out.
So we're back with A2 again, huh? This is A2.
More of you want to get...
A2 was a prototype android that 2B was modeled after. So this model was created first and sent on a mission that was supposed to fail. And after the mission was supposed to fail but didn't fail, she actually succeeded in her mission, but everybody on the mission with her died, and she went AWOL, and she suffers from PTSD, basically. It is. I agree. Her personality is a lot different, though. No side quests? No side quests. Not one. Actually, before I actually go in here, I want to do something. If I can. Brushes back to your PC. I do. Oh. I don't have any more elaborate gadgets. Alright. Alright, cool. You changed, number 2. The way you talk and act is completely different from how you were in the past. Well, anyway, but 2B, she actually killed 2B, and 2B gave her memories to A2 here, and their memories are starting to I guess mix or combine. So and you become a true leader. I'm nothing compared to Rose. Who's Rose? Uh-oh. Actually, well, I have the records stored on that external drive. I thought I should preserve memories of the time we fought together. And I also think you have the right to see them. Uh-oh. You and I must never forget. I know. Oh shit. We about to get some backstory. I'm glad you enjoyed your meal. Yorha Pearl Harbor Descent Personal Record Part 1. Now this is the stuff I was talking about. This is what the Yorha play is about, which is Japanese only, from what I know. But there was somebody on the internet that actually went and seen it, and he kind of broke it down and translated some of the pamphlets and stuff that you get when you go to see it. So I kind of have a little bit of knowledge on this play. But this is what it's about. Basically. At least some of it. Coffee time. My name is Anemone, and I lead the android resistance. This is a record of the battles I've experienced and my losses. I leave it here as a warning to myself. The machine lifeform attacked lands far too close for comfort. I smell an acrid odor and know that some of my hair has been singed off. Anemone, retreat. For now. That's an order. That's my captain, Rose. I obey her without hesitation, running from the front as soon as I take out a few nearby enemies. Feet flying beneath me, I leap into the hastily built trench where my resistance comrades are gathered. Acrid. How many battles is this now? The same sights and sounds. The same struggle of attrition. My resistance forces play the same war on repeat with no end in sight. I don't even remember why we're fighting anymore, but I must continue regardless. I must continue until one side or the other is dead. This looks bad. Xion. What should we do? Calm down, Lily. We'll find an opening somewhere. You don't search for an opening, you make one. Delilah. Or Dahlia. Wait. I grab Dahlia's arm before she can flee the trench and turn to Rose. She brought us here after all. She must have a plan of some kind. But as the enemy horde closes in, Rose simply squints off in the distance. There's been a change in the enemy movements, she says. Finally, someone just started fighting over there. But that's not possible. Stammers, Margaret, where are... We're all here. Margaret's right there. Margaret's right. There's only 9 of us left, capable of fighting the machines. Captain Rose, Gerbera, Lily, Sonia, Erica, Margaret, Xion, and Delilah, I guess. Or Dahlia, I don't know, whatever. Daffodil, where's Daffodil? So we got a couple people named after Rose. Maybe a lot of these are... Well, Erica and Margaret don't sound like flowers, but maybe they are, I don't know. And me, Anemone. We're all that's left of the 8th Descent Forces. The 8th Descent Forces. The one that took place roughly 200 years ago. An uneasy Sonia pulls Xion close and chews on a loose strand of her hair. I don't like it, she says. What if some kind of machine? What if it's some kind of machine trap? Interesting. So they're all named after flowers. I wait for a while, heart pounding, until I hear the enemy fire lessen. Okay, I say, this looks like our chance. Let's pull back. Someone's fighting out there. Anemone cries. Delilah, we can't abandon them. Oh, so you want to risk all of our lives for some stranger? Come on. We don't even know if this mystery fighter is on our side or not. That's not what I said. Enough, you two, barks Xion. The captain makes the final decision on this. After Xion speaks, all of us turn to Captain Rose. She looks us in the eyes and nods slowly before starting to speak. Gerberia? I don't know. You got me. The enemy is heading toward the explosives we set up earlier, yes? Gerberia thinks for a moment. Now that you mention it, yeah, they are. A slight smile crosses Rose's face, yet she still seems perfectly composed. Good then. If this goes well, we might be able to take them all out. I want all of you to leave this trench and get to those explosives, says Rose. We'll let the blast take out most of them, then clean up the stragglers. Identifying our unknown mystery fighter. Unknown mystery fighters can wait until we're done. No one objects to the captain's decision. The moment she issues the order, we all leap from the trench as one and rentier the fray. When we reach the battle, we find what appears to be another set of androids dressed in strange black outfits. Before they even know what's happening, we detonate the explosives, kill the remaining machines, and turn our guns in their direction. Alright, I say to the strangers, start talking. Easy, says one of the mysterious androids. We're on your side. We're new models rolled out as part of something called Project Yorha. Really, I say, we haven't heard anything about this anything about new models. I probably speak with more bluster than necessary, but I have to make sure they're actually on our side. I don't think they're lying, necessarily, but I can't read their expressions, thanks to the giant goggles they wear. And frankly, a little caution never goes amiss in the middle of a war. We learn that the 4 androids refer to each other as number 2, number 4, number 16, and number 21. So number 2 is A2. The rest of these people, I don't really know. They also aren't in a hurry to share much more. Our mission is top secret. One of them says, that's why you haven't heard about us yet. I slowly draw my knife in an attempt to gauge their reaction. So in other words, no one will know any better if I kill you right now. Stand down, Anomany, says Rose softly. Stand down, Anomany, says Rose softly. No, cries Lily. She's right. We've all seen how quickly the enemy is evolving. Who's to say these 4 aren't machines that just look human? My companions nod in agreement. This damn war has made us all suspicious. One of the strangers, number 16, I believe, draws a long knife from its sheath. If it's a fight you want, she says, I'm happy to give it to you. Before I can respond, Delilah leaps in front of me with her weapon at the ready. This is it. We're going to fight. But just before the battle can erupt, the android called number 2 steps forward. Wait, she says. There used to be 16 of us, says number 2, but the others died during the descent. We're isolated and alone out here. Reinforcements aren't coming, and that means we have to finish this mission with the soldiers we have left. We don't need more enemies right now. What we need is allies. She finishes this speech with a soft sigh, as if trying and failing to hold her emotions in check. I know that sort of voice. It's the voice of someone who still has hope, despite all the odds. Archive obtained. Resistance Rose, Resistance Anemone. Select the file. Yorha Pearl Harbor Descent Personal Record number 2. According to the Yorha team, there's an enemy server beneath Mount Kalaha? If we can take it out, we finally gain some ground in this endless war. But in order for that to happen, we need to work together. After a bit of thought, Rose decides to throw in with the new models. It's a relationship that changes as time goes on. What are you doing, Delilah? Or is it Dahlia? I don't know. Whatever. Just showing this idiot how weak she is, replies a winded Dahlia. Or Dahlia. Or Delilah. Is it Dahlia? Dahlia, right? Am I right? Dahlia. Dahlia. Okay, Dahlia. Gotcha. Wheezes, her opponent, number 16. You're obviously outmatched. The two of them are taking turns hitting each other. It seems friendly enough, as those things go. Plus, they've been doing it for so long now that the both of them are out of energy. They likely couldn't punch through a piece of paper at this point. The rest of the group stares at the combatants and tries not to grin. Dahlia and number 16 seem to butt heads over the smallest little things. Maybe it's because they're so much alike. It's almost annoying how quickly muscleheads learn to like one another. And then it ends in sex. GG. The rest of us converse as Dahlia and 16 continue to spar. We call each other by names that I gave us, explains Rose. I see. Responds number 4. I thought it was strange that you didn't use code numbers. She nods while she speaks, as though this makes perfect sense. Suddenly, Captain Rose breaks out into a winded grin. You know what? She says. I think we should give all of you names as well. No, says number 2. It would be a waste. Rose eyes her warily. A waste. You can name me when the mission is over, she replies, as a blush rises in her cheeks. I could tell her words also served as a wish for success. All right, responds Rose. I'll think of a name for you by then. She knows this is a fleeting promise, as most such things are, but it doesn't matter. Already I can see us growing closer to the Yorha team. Well, my friends are growing closer to them, while my friends are growing closer to them, at least. You're all being careless. I state much louder than I intended. Luckily, there's others. The others either don't hear or decide to ignore it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not about to go against the captain's judgment. But that doesn't mean I'm ready to just lie down and trust our new friends. Ours is a solitary existence that has long since been abandoned by the moon. No matter how they cried, mourned, or struggled, the voices of our departed comrades went unanswered. So how can you trust an entire squad of new models that you just met? What's wrong, Anemone? I hear Lily calling to me. She's likely concerned about me being apart from the rest of the group. Nothing. I begin. I'm fine. Before I can complete my thought, Lily suddenly opens her mouth and emits a terrible scream. Ah! Lily's scream echoes throughout the entire camp. It's heartbreaking, it's agony, it's horrible. She's infected, screams Rose. Lily's infected. We all draw our weapons out. Now this was in the play. This part where this chick gets infected was in the play. We all draw weapons out of instinct as much as anything else, pointing them at our comrades as she continues to scream and scream and scream. We all know what's happening. We've seen it before. It's the logic virus, a machine weapon that hijacks an android's systems and overwrites their data. And since there's no known cure, it's also a death sentence. I need to show her mercy. I need to set her free. My finger rests on the trigger, yet I hesitate, and before I can make that final fateful decision, I hear a voice rise up from somewhere behind me. Stop. You can't do this. You can't just let your friend die. It's number 21. The girl I thought to be cool and composed beyond all measure was now pleading with me to spare Lily's life. What do I do? What the hell do I do? Lily said, you were like a family to her. You can't abandon family, not before you exhaust every possibility. What can you do? What can you do then? I'll use my power to erase the virus. That's impossible. Rose spat out what we were all thinking, but before we can act, Lily starts to send nearby comrades flying with impossible strength. I've seen infected androids before. I know how much damage they can do once the virus turns off. They're limiters. They'll fight and fight until they're utterly destroyed. Leah and number 16 rush into the fray, trying to suppress their former friend, but she swats them away like flies. How many of us have been infected now? How many friends have I been forced to put down? The heart I'm not supposed to have aches with the thought. It aches as I remember all of the identification numbers that have been retired. When did I start giving them names? When did I decide I simply could not endure it any longer? Initiating reprogramming sequence. That voice, number 21, she's screaming something about reprogramming. I don't know what to do. I am lost. As my vision slowly clears, I see number 21 inputting commands into her terminal, while number 2 and number 4 hold her down. They hold her as she writhes, and Rose stares at me with surprise. Oh no. I'm holding Lily too. 10 of 10 scream. You're her gunner 16, you're her attacker 4, you're her scanner 21. Uh-oh. Part 3. Uh-oh. "14th Machine World, Pearl Harbor Descent. The name of the mission entrusted to the Yorha soldiers. Was there ever such furious gunfire, such bombings that continued without peace? Our target is the machine server under Mount Kala. and our situation is dire. We need reinforcements, requesting deployment at once. Number 2 speaks quickly, yet calmly, which is all more remarkable considering the hostile army closing in on our position. But the command center in the orbiting satellite informs us of no reinforcements will be forthcoming. We are abandoned. We are alone. It's so easy to do from up there, from the satellite, from the moon. I'll do whatever is necessary, says Lily with a grim smile. Dahlia and Margaret quickly nod in agreement, as does number 16. They decide to join the Regard, staying behind to be our shield, even though it comes at a cost of their own lives. Regardless, they all agreed without hesitation. For we in the Vanguard would be joining them in death soon enough. Without another word, we turn our backs on each other and take up position. We know this is the end. Dahlia and the others will buy us time to reach the gate at Kalia's peak. Beyond that lies the elevator, and beyond that is the server. If we can destroy it, we will deal a devastating blow to the machine lifeforms throughout the Pacific region. But as I notice number 2 scowling at the elevator, I start to have a bad feeling about the final stage of our mission. Go on, she says. I've got this. We crowd into the elevator as she begins hacking the terminal. She doesn't need to tell us what's happening. It's clear that the elevator won't descend at all the way to the server unless someone stays behind to control it. Enemies incoming. They're almost on us. As I speak, I suddenly find myself leaping from the elevator and taking up a position at number 21's side, almost as if my body is out of my control. Something is wrong. Something. I'll back up number 21, I cry. The rest of you take out that server. The doors close on my friends. The last thing I see is the face of my captain, Rose. She looks concerned, but then the door shut and she is no more. That was the last time I ever saw them. But it's alright. I'm going to finish this one way or the other. The only sounds we hear are distant explosions and the rasp of number 21's breathing. Thank you, she whispered, for staying with me. I look at her eyes and see the telltale red of the logic virus infection. I was right after all. I sigh softly as I drew my weapon. I've seen comrades infected before. That's why I couldn't leave her to die alone. The vaccine she gave Lily is already ineffective. The enemy has evolved. They studied number 21's patterns and developed a new resistance. No one can save her now. When the elevator reaches the server begins number 21 weakly. Then I'll give you peace, I reply. The elevator moves ever lower, creating a countdown on number 21's life. How much time has passed? How much can possibly be left? Too long to wait, yet not long enough for regret. A massive explosion echoes in the distance as the hall slowly shakes. It's the final act of Lily and the others in the rear guard. They just overloaded their own fusion reactors. The sound of our comrade's demise slowly fades from our ears. As it does, number 21 reaches up and slowly removes her goggles. I'm glad I got to meet you, she says. Her eyes are so red, but not completely. There is still a little of herself left. And while it is, don't worry, I say, I'll be with you soon. She smiles as my words reach her ears. As soon as the elevator touches down, I fire a bullet into number 21's brain. I watch the thing that used to be her tumble to the ground. I stare at the gun I hold in trembling hands. I press it to my temple. This will end it all. The war, meaningless existence, all of it. It will finally be over. Unforgivable, 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 unforgivable. Your comrades sacrifices themselves and fight to the last breath. They feel suffering, they feel sadness, they feel pain and terror. And yet, you would surrender now? Unforgivable. The voice is a battlefield curse, telling those who survive to see their mission through no matter what. It is another me crying out. I scream at the top of my lungs and race down the hall. I'll show you. If you're going to push me, I'll show you. You'll only be satisfied if it ends with more killing. I leap into the fray with weapons in both hands. Here I am. Here I am. Kill me. As I scream, an explosion suddenly rises up and sweeps everything away. A soft wind touches my cheek. I smell fire. I smell ash. The explosion in the server room was powerful enough to take out Mount Kala itself, reducing the once proud summit to a smoking crater. The machines immediately drop to the ground and stop moving. I look out over the scorched earth. Number 16, Rose, number 2, are any of you? I am the only one left. The only one. I was alive because I had been afraid to die. I begin to giggle. It's a mad thing, crazed, even to my own ears. I'll join you soon. You promised to join her soon. How could I have said such vain, laughable words, such lies? I laugh. I stand in the smoke and the flame and laugh until I think my very throat will tear itself in two. I blink. Daylight drifts through the smoke. I've been standing here all night. My laughter finally depleted, I force myself to my feet. I'm the coward who stayed behind, the coward who lived. Now it's my job to carry on the will of those who fought at my side. Since I can't kill myself, I have to fight until someone does it for me. I'll endure every hardship. I'll kill every machine I find. This is my cross to bear. I walk slowly into the west, dragging my broken body along. Information Master. Number 16, number 21, number 4. I'm sorry, I'm still alive. But I'll be joining you as soon as I finish some things up. So we got some info. Do you need anything? It's dangerous outside, so be on your guard. Check out this intel.